Okay, yes. We're good to go? We're good.
Okay. Good evening. I call this meeting to order. Will you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
The United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please start with roll call.
All right, Council President Albertson. Here. Councilmember Rivera.
Here.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
Here.
Councilmember McIrvin.
Here.
Member Prince.
Here.
Councilmember Perez.
Here.
And Councilmember Vaughn.
Here.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, all present.
All right. Thank you. And first up is the administrative report.
All right, good evening, everyone. The Renton History Museum will be hosting Congressman Adam Smith's 2025 Congressional Art Competition reception Saturday, May 3rd from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. The museum is located at 235 Mill Avenue South near Fire Station 11 in Renton. Police Youth Academy applications are now available. The Academy is a collaborative effort between the Renton Police Department, King County Sheriff's Office, Newcastle PD, and the DEA. The 4-day program held July 14th through 17th from 9 to 4 p.m. is an opportunity that allows middle school age students to explore a variety of topics, including law enforcement, firefighting, emergency response, while developing leadership skills, teamwork, and self-confidence. Learn more about the program, read about the application process, and register by this Friday, May 2nd at rentonwa.gov/PD Youth Academy. The Renton Police Department is also seeking diverse voices to discuss major incidents, policies, and community policing strategies. Members meet every other month and gain exclusive behind-the-scenes experiences. Applications may be found by visiting rentonwa.gov/Chiefs Council and are open to those who live, work, or have a strong connection to Renton, such as through a school or faith-based organization. Terms are 2-year commitment. The Community and Economic Development and Renton Municipal Arts Commission have kicked off the Paint with a Purpose program. Artists interested in being part of the program and public agencies, businesses, and property owners located within the city limits are encouraged to apply. For more information and applications, please visit rentonwa.gov/public art. Compost and Amendments the Natural Way. The first of 3 free gardening classes will be held Wednesday, May 7th at the Renton Community Center at 1715 Maple Valley Highway from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Explore how to best use compost, amendments, and so-called garden waste to meet the nutritional needs of your soil and plants. Classes are sponsored by a partnership between the Public Works Department, Parks and Recreation Department, and Saving Water Partnership. To register, please visit rentonwa.gov/let's go. Information about preventative street maintenance, traffic impact projects, and road closures happening this week can be found at rentonwa.gov/traffic. All projects are weather permitting unless otherwise noted. Streets will always remain open.
All right. Thank you. Next up is audience comment. We do have a few people signed up to speak tonight. I want to remind everybody that all remarks must be addressed to the council as a whole. If a response is requested, please provide your name and address, including your email address. When I call your name, please step up to the podium. Each speaker will be allowed 3 minutes. Please keep an eye on the timer. When the little button turns yellow, please start wrapping up your comments. And first up tonight is Sharon Bolstad.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sharon. I lived in Renton since 1964. We won't talk about age today. On April 14th, during a meeting of this council, when Matt Hanby tried to use a visual aid, the camera was cut away with no explanation. The same week, I sent an email to the council, including the mayor, asking why, and as of today, I've gotten no response. During last week's meeting, I referred to April 14th again, asking why, during last week's council meeting, did you choose not to show Matt Hanby when he tried to use a visual aid? Was it because it was a colorful account of the facts, or just another example of questionable choices? And I got no response. I would like to refer you to the agenda pages, number 4, where it says, if a response is requested, please provide your name, address, including email address, to the city clerk and allow for follow-up. When you say allow for follow-up, how long is that? Is there a guideline, or do I just wait? So I gave my email address to the city clerk. It's also available in the emails that I sent previously. It's also part of where I signed up online to speak. Should I expect a response? That was my question to the council last time. I was told yes. As of today, no responses. We all deserve answers to our questions. I strongly believe that Matt Hanby deserves an explanation, an apology for the way this council disrespected him on April 14th. And it would be very easy to respond to that as well as my questions on camera today. And you wouldn't have to worry about my emails. As for me, I expect a response to my questions. And if by any chance I don't get any, I will see you again next Monday. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next up is Cheryl Freeze.
Mayor?
Yes, sir. Yes, Council President.
I feel it's important to point out, just to make sure that, because it may have lost it in transition. There was an email sent to you earlier this afternoon, so you may not have seen that yet. So there is a response. I want to make sure if you can refer to your email. There was one that went out, so it has the explanation. I want to make sure everybody we're on the same page, that there was some communication, albeit maybe a little bit longer than you expected, but you did. We want to make sure that your question was addressed. So if you can check that. Absolutely.
Cheryl Freeze, a Renton resident for the last 3 years. What I'd like to talk about is Logan 6. I'd like to talk about the 7 weeks of picketing, the 7 red light runners in 22 minutes, plus all the other red light stats that I've shared. The recent car who jumped the curb, jumped the sidewalk, took out landscaping right in front of the proposed development. What appeared to be a car who missed the corner turn on Logan and 3rd and actually hit the yield sign. Also, the very new apropos billboard by a personal injury attorney right there at that corner. And the sign that makes me laugh right in front of the proposed development, especially after a city council member said it's not even in their neighborhood. And the sign says, "Welcome to the North Renton neighborhood." And all of this is where you want to put up a proposed development and an elementary school bus stop. It's just one of the many mind-boggling, how could you have approved this development here and not found a better location in North Renton? So instead of more Logan 6, what I'm going to ask you is what if? What if you welcomed and thanked members of the audience who came to City Council? What if you welcomed and thanked each person who came to speak? What if you engaged with the speakers and answered the questions you could answer? What if you shifted your perception and behavior and words and instead thought, we have residents who care. They're passionate about issues facing Renton, and sometimes they're not even issues facing them specifically, yet they care. They care about this city, they care about each other, and instead what you thought was, how lucky are we that this is the case? We're not asking you to say anything that could legally create a situation for the city. We're not asking you to agree with everything shared or even how it's being shared. What we're asking you, though, is to engage. We're asking for a visible shift on the dais, support each other, and in doing that, maybe that will actually end up having you support the residents as well. So what we're asking you is to pay attention to the what ifs. And we're really asking you for different behavior on the dais and different behavior with the residents. And we're asking you for a better Renton. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, next up is Tristan Cochin.
One thing real quick, I'm noticing this microphone's a little echoey tonight, and I noticed it was like that last week, but yeah. Tristan Koshin, downtown Renton resident. I want to bring up an idea for improving pedestrian safety in the city. Over the years, whenever I'd go walking in parts of Seattle, in particular downtown, I would notice people would start walking before the green light for cars. And I did not know why until recently. I did a little digging and found out that this is on purpose, and it's called a leading pedestrian interval. What it does is pedestrians get an advanced green before drivers do, and it's usually about 3 to 7 seconds, and they work best at intersections where drivers and pedestrians get a green to go at the same time. I've had many times in downtown where drivers making left turns do not yield to people crossing. And this is partially an enforcement issue, but at the same time, street design does play a factor in how people drive. I've also mentioned that in the past, if you design a street to be comfortable to go fast or double the speed limit on, people are inclined to do that. And this is something that only requires signal timings to be changed for intersections, so it's very cheap. And smaller intersections like those in downtown, a 5-second lead for pedestrians, you could have everyone that's waiting to cross out of the intersection by the time cars even start to turn left. And if you still have people crossing, by the time the green light happens, the visibility is much improved because you have people in the intersection. So drivers have to wait no matter what. They can't just cut people off. And I hope this is something that the city can look into implementing in areas, especially areas with high rates of pedestrian and vehicle collisions, and areas with heavy foot traffic like the Landing and downtown. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, next up is the consent agenda. There are one item for council approval, or unless the council like pulled for separate discussion.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Council President.
Hearing none, move to whom council concurs with the consent agenda as published.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Council President Albertson, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council approve the consent agenda as published. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. We're on to unfinished business. Council President Albertson.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Rivera.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember McGurven.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Prince.
Mr. Mayor, the Planning and Development Committee has one committee report.
All right, Planning and Development Committee report. This is regarding 2024 Title IV docket number 19B. The Planning and Development Committee concurs in the Staff and Planning Commission recommendation to adopt the following 2024 Title IV docket 19 Group B items, and that ordinances for these items be prepared and presented for first reading when complete. The first is docket 236, which is House Bill 1110, middle housing, and House Bill 1337, accessory dwelling units. And second is docket number 237, which is conversions to housing. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Prince.
I move council concur with the Planning and Development Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Prince, second by Councilmember McGurven, that the council concur with the Planning and Development Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Perez. Perez.
Yeah, sorry.
I tried to roll my R.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Finance Committee has 4 reports to present.
All right, the first report is regarding approvals and approval of claims and payroll vouchers. The Finance Committee recommends approval of the following payments. Accounts payable, total payment of $8,654,365.65 for a number of vouchers, payroll benefit withholding vouchers, and zero-wire transfers. 2 is payroll, total payment of $2,057,196.83 for payroll vouchers, including 683 direct deposits and 6 checks. This is the March 16th through 31st pay period. And third, some municipal court vouchers totaling $18,330.13. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez, seconded by Councilmember O'Halloran, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the next report is regarding grant funding from the Administrative Office of the Courts for the municipal court. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute an amendment to contract 24259 with the Administrative Office of the Courts to accept $15,000 in grant funds to support the Renton Municipal Courts Community Courts Retreat. And this is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember
I
Perez.
move that the council concur with the Finance Committee committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember Halloran, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries.
All right, the next report is regarding an amendment to a contract with Renton Incorporated for the Legacy Square Design Services. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the mayor and city clerk executing the contract for Amendment 2 to Contract 25028 with Renton Incorporated.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember Halloran, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the final report for the Finance Committee is the 2024 carry forward first quarter 2025 budget amendment ordinance and 2025-2026 fee schedule resolution. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the budget amendment and adopt the ordinance amending the 2025-2026 budget to increase revenues by $56,072,799 for an amended total revenue of $701,143,703 over the biennium and increase expenditures by $167,033,277 for an amended total expenditure of $815,422,398 over the biennium. And 2, approve the resolution amending the 2025-2026 fee schedule. This too is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember Halloran, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. And next up is Councilmember Van.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
All right. On to legislation. We have one resolution for adoption and one ordinance for first reading.
All right, the resolution is regarding the amended fee schedule. So a resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, amending the 2025-2026 City of Renton fee schedule.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Perez.
I move that the resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember O'Halloran, that the resolution be adopted as read. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Right, the ordinance is regarding the 2024 carry forward and 2025 first quarter budget amendment. And it's for first reading only. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, amending the City of Renton fiscal years 2025-2026 biennial budget as adopted by ordinance number 6147 by increasing the budgeted revenues and expenditures by $56,072,799 and $167,033,277 respectively, amending the 2025 City of Renton salary table as last amended by ordinance number 6156, providing for severability and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Perez.
I move that the ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember O'Halloran, that the ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. Next up is new business. Council President Albertson.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, on Monday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, the Committee of the Whole will be meeting in the conferencing center, And there is one item on the agenda, community needs assessment, and that's at 6 p.m. And then at 7 p.m., the regular council meeting will occur here in council chambers and via video conference. And that is all, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Thank you. Councilmember Rivera.
No new business, Mayor.
Councilmember Halloran.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember McGurven.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. First, I'd just like to announce the meeting. The Transportation Committee will be meeting on Monday, May 5th at 5 p.m. in the council conference room and via video conference. There's one item on the agenda, and that is the bid award for Windsock and 243 Building GA Apron and Parking Lot. And then just briefly want to recognize, I appreciate the audience comments we received on the pedestrian signal crossings. I think it's a very interesting, good idea to look into. Would love to call for, as chair, or refer if necessary, pedestrian safety as a future meeting topic for the Transportation Committee. I think probably broader than just downtown. I think we've heard some audience comments beyond just today on that. And to me, that one sounds like a very straightforward one. I'd love to hear staff's take on it. So if I don't need to make a motion, I'll just leave it to say that it was to earmark it for staff to bring it to a future committee.
You do not need a motion for that one. We will get it to you. All right. Thank you. Councilmember Prince.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. No new business.
Councilmember Perez.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Van.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wanted to announce the Utilities Committee meeting on May 5th at 3 p.m. Is canceled. And I also want to take a few minutes to thank our neighbors for coming out and sharing their concerns with us. Very much appreciated everyone's present and comment. I also want to acknowledge that this month, April 30th, is a day of sorrow for a lot of our Vietnamese Americans, Vietnamese refugees, as we are at our 50th year journey to freedom, and want to say that the contribution of Vietnamese Americans in Renton and broader United States has been impactful and to our better our Renton and our community. I also want to send my thoughts and prayers and knowing that our community is in suffering, particularly the Filipino and the Indian South Asian community with the recent incident that's happened. While it's international, it impacts our community greatly. The Lapu Lapu Day Festival in British Columbia, where senseless violence and hate really shattered a community, not just there, but our community here locally, with community members reaching out for support, as well as what happened at the Kashmiri region of India, really targeting folks of Hindu faith. And from a family that share a culture of Hindu faith, I want to say that we hear our community suffering, and that I want to send my prayers and condolences, and that you can all reach out to me for support. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Right, thank you. What's the wish of the council?
Move we adjourn.
It's been moved by Councilmember Prince, second by Councilmember Howerson, and we adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We're adjourned.